All right, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Bell again. Second part of integers. Now we're going to compare and order the integers. So which one is greater, which one is less than, and then putting them in order and then looking at real world examples of those. Hopefully on your activity you saw the rocket ship video taking off. I showed one. I'll link it down below also of SpaceX taking off. And when they do their countdown, you know, the countdown is like, you hear 10, 9, 8, but then sometimes they'll say T minus 10, 9, 8, and they say T minus because the T stands for time, and then minus is like a negative sign, because what they're really doing is counting down to 0, because after 0, if you've watched these, that's when the mission starts, or like they start counting after they lift off. Then they start counting like 1 minute after liftoff, 2 minutes after liftoff, 30 seconds after liftoff, an hour after liftoff. This is what happens. But in order to get to that point, you got to get to 0 when they lift off, and then you're counting down from that. Like when the astronauts are getting ready, like they're doing the pre-takeoff, pre-flight checks or whatever they're doing, checking all the going down the list, and if they say they're good to go. We'll discuss more of that later on. Okay. But for today, we'll take a look at some examples here. So graph the set of integers in the set. This, you see the curly braces, -4, 2, and -1 on a number line. So for this, you have to draw a number line. So that's step 1. And that includes, usually you should include 0. I always say it includes 0. And then includes the lowest number and the highest number. So the lowest number there, maybe you can't tell, but it's -4, and the highest number is 2. Drawing the number line will help you determine what the lowest and highest numbers are. So once you've drawn a proper number line, make sure the 0 is in the center, positive integers on the right side, negatives on the left side, you start plotting the points. So -4 goes there, there's a dot right there, +2 goes there, and -1 is there. Now you can see what they are in order from least to greatest. You see the numbers on the left, those are the smallest numbers, and the numbers on the right are the highest numbers. So if you're ordering it from least to greatest, you got -4, -1, then 2. Same idea here. Graph these integers -3, 1, and 0. If you're graphing those, you put the -3 all the way to the left, 0, and then 1. So if you're ordering them from least to greatest, it's -3, 0, and 1. Okay, same idea here. Draw them on the number line. You can make, usually I like doing a horizontal line for a number line, but sometimes if you're thinking of like an elevator or something, you can draw a vertical line. It still works. So you put a dot at 0, at 2, and at -3. So then if you're ordering them from least to greatest, you go from the bottom to the top. So -3 is 0, and then 2 is the largest number. Going some more, -4, 1, and 3, that's actually already in order, but the key here is you're drawing the number line properly. If you're doing it vertically, positive numbers are above 0, negative numbers are below 0, and you're drawing them 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 0, -1, -2, -3. Okay, and checking out this example here, Elena and her dad played golf on 4 different days. The data set -1, +1, -3, and +2 shows Elena's scores in relation to par. Graph the scores, explain the meaning of 0 in this situation. So first you draw a number line like that, then a dot for each of their scores. Okay, -1, +1, you have positive or -3 and +2. So the integer 0 represents par. If you don't know what that is, it means you're supposed to get the ball in the hole in this many tries. So if you do it in that many tries exactly, then that's par. Then it's 0. Okay, so and then you see the lines there. So the best score was -3 because the lowest score is the best score in golf. Then the next best score is -1, so that's 1 shot below par, and then +1, which is 1 shot above par, and then 2, which is 2 shots above par, meaning if throughout the entire round of golf you're allowed to this many tries to get the balls in the hole. You went 2 over that, which is actually pretty good still, at least to me. Okay, and explaining that a little further, in golf the goal is to use the fewest number of strokes to get the ball in the hole. A golfer scored is compared to par, number of strokes a skilled golfer should need when completing a particular hole. So as you can see here, if you're talking about one hole, par is going to be 0 right there, and that's equal to par. So whatever they told, like if they said, oh, this hole, you should complete it within 5 strokes, 5 tries, 5 times you hit the ball. Then if you take 5 strokes, then you did par. If you went 1 over that, that's when it's called a bogey. So it's 1 stroke over par. Double bogey is if it's 2 strokes over that, triple, etc. And then I think after that, you just say like 5 strokes, this many strokes over par. On the better side, if it's a par 5 and you get in the hole in 4 tries, that's -1. That's called a birdie. So it's 1 stroke under par. So if par is 5 strokes and you get there in 4, you got a -1, 1 stroke under par, and it's a birdie. And if it's 2 strokes under par, that's called an eagle. Okay, I think more than that, I think it's an albatross. I'm not 100% sure. And hole-in-one is totally different. You could have, an eagle could also be a hole-in-one on a par 3. But these are the general ones. Okay, how is playing golf related to comparing and ordering integers? As you can see here, this almost looks like a number line. This does look like a number line going from here. This is 0, -1, -2, except this would be flipped, right? This would be the opposite way around. So now it says compare 2 and -6. So if you're comparing that, if you're not 100% sure already, you can make a number line. 0, 2 is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So -1, -2, -3, -6 is over here. So that means -6 is here, 2 is over here. If this number, so 2, is to the right of -6, then you would say 2 is greater than -6. That's what it means to compare. Let's try 5 and -3, -5 and -3. So 0 goes here, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So if I'm graphing this, -5 is over here, -3 is right here. So -5 is to the left, so -5 is less than -3. And here it says a number is greater than 8. The number is greater than -8 and less than 0. What is the greatest possible integer value of this number? So this can sound a little confusing. A number is greater than -8 and less than 0. So if it does sound kind of complicated, you can make a number line. I'll put 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So -8 is over here. So sometimes you can draw a number line without all the middle numbers. Just make sure you're writing it properly. You don't write -8 over here because -8 is not supposed to be to the right of 0. It's supposed to be to the left of 0 because it's less than 0. Okay, so what is the greatest possible integer value of this number? So you're looking at this range. You're looking at this range right here from 8 to 0, -8 to 0. So what is the greatest number? So which number is closest to the right in this range? So let's just check then. We have -8, we have -10 is all the way over here, -7 is over here, -1 is over here, and 2 is over here. So 2, that's not in the range. -10 is not in the range. -7 is to the left, so it's a low number, but it says the greatest possible integer, so that would have to be this one right here, which represents -1. So it's going to be -1 is the greatest possible integer value of this number. And you can do this in your head if you're just thinking about it, but it's kind of hard to visualize if you're still kind of like unsure about negative numbers. So drawing a number line can help a lot, and plotting all the points can help a lot to see which is in the range. So we saw that 2 and -10 is not in the range, and we saw these 2 and -7 is to the left, so it's a smaller number. Another example here, the diagram shows the coldest recorded temperatures for the several cities in Virginia. which city has the coldest recorded temperature. So again, you could draw this on a number line or just try to write it in order from least to greatest, right? So 0 is right here. -3 would be to the left of 0. Let's see, -12 would be somewhere over here. -11 would be to the right of -12. And -10 would be to the right of -11. So you could kind of do it this way. It's not really a number line, but you're ordering it in the proper way. So the coldest recorded temperature, cold means it's to the left of 0. So it's going to be -12, which would be Richmond is the coldest. Has a negative Fahrenheit temperature ever been recorded on Wallops Island? So let's see here. Wallops Island is going to be there. That's 0. So 0 is not negative. 0 is neither positive nor negative. So it's no. It's not, it has not recorded a negative temperature there. All right, so that was a quick video on integers and ordering and comparing them. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.